Welcome. We're so excited to have you join us here today on WYESS, broadcasting live from Metropolitan Detroit. I'm Reverend Linda Lowry, and I'm here with two esteemed guests representing a global perspective on the world of the family. So I'd like to begin to ask my guest to the right, and she'll introduce herself, about your background and a little bit about your family and how you grew up.
Yes, Reverend Lowry, good afternoon. My name is Claudette from Nottingham, England, and I grew up in a Caribbean community, single parent, and I was everyone else's child. So when mom's away at work, there's somebody to take care of you, to make sure you had your dinner, you had a chance to play, maybe get into a fight or two. Main things that we learned as a communal, extended community were cultural folklores, mores, passing on recipes in the kitchen, and most of all, loyalty.
Excellent. Excellent. A little bit earlier, you had mentioned that in that community, it wasn't your biological aunts and uncles. Could you elaborate on that a little bit more?
Oh, yes, absolutely. In most circumstances, be your godparents or entrusted guardians, well known to the community, long established for being entrepreneurs or just basically good people that you could trust. And of course, everyone is of the same culture, the same language, the same cuisine. So there are a lot of consistencies for us as children to carry on our heritage.
You know, the beautiful thing about what you're sharing right now is that it appears that it established a high level of confidence in you, and the foundation was strong, even as we look at what we perceive to be strong family units in the U.S. when we talk about a dual parent household. So it sounds like that had a very positive impact on your life.
Oh, yes, indeed. And of course, we're taught our independence. And part of the confidence of growing up is knowing where your place is in the family. For example, I'm the firstborn. My responsibility is to run the household and take care of the children and make sure that they're well disciplined until my mom gets home and we get to tattletale on each other. But for the most part, we kept ourselves very consistent, very orderly, so that things aren't out of place.
Excellent. Thank you. You almost sound like the nanny for a little bit back there. Now, my next guest, could you share your name, a little bit of background information about yourself, and how your family and structure impacted your life?
Okay. My name is NiKenga Gonzonlas, and as I said, I was born here in Detroit. Both of my parents were married, ultimately divorced. So we had to commute back and forth between a couple different states. So that allowed us a lot of experience as it pertains to meeting different people and growing up in different types of cultures, because I'm a mixed race. So we didn't just practice one type of culture. We practiced about 2 or 3 of them, as a matter of fact. So as well as experience different types of school systems, not just inner city school systems, but almost private and Catholic school systems.
That's very interesting. And Kingy, could you also share with me a little bit about the community that your father had that you grew up in?
The community that I grew up in with my father, once he moved out of this state, was very liberal. I grew up under a certain type of political party. I grew up having to run several different types of businesses, as well as exercise who I am as an individual at a very early age. So when I was growing up, my family was at virtually every corner of the city that we were in, as well as connecting cities.
And if I remember correctly, your uncle was also the mayor, the first African American mayor of that small city you grew up in. Is that correct?
Yes, he was. I think he was a cousin.
Oh, I see, a cousin. Well, let me just share a little bit of information about myself, and thank you both so very, very much, because when we look at the family structure, there are many different ways that families can be complete. It doesn't matter if it's a single or double parent household, and I know there's a lot of controversy about that, but the truth of the matter, it takes a lot of love, it takes a strong foundation to instill confidence in our children, and it's opportunities for them to express themselves, and as you said, NiKenga, to be nurtured on every corner. So I want to thank you all once again for being present with us today, and we truly appreciate the opportunity to talk to you about the family structure and how diverse it can be. And thank you for joining us. And what radio station are we at, ladies?
WYESS.
Ladies and gentlemen, once again, WYESS, broadcasting live from Metropolitan Detroit. Thank you for joining us. God bless, and we'll talk to you again soon.